Welcome back to another NWA Power review on the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. With me, of course, your host Adam Cousins and my NWA tag team partner. We're going to enter the Crockett Cup. Me and Miss Fiona Lochran, evening Fee.
Hello, we totally should enter the Crockett Cup.
I think we'd have a good chance. I think
I think we would.
I would just let you do the work. Look, another week, and it doesn't seem like a week goes by without some NWA news, and again, it's kind of bittersweet for in some international viewers. Anyway, now we knew probably a few months ago now that NWA was going to be streaming on Roku, and what we
Mhm.
didn't quite know at the time was A, when, and B, what's it going to entail. And we found out before Power yesterday that it was going to be in July, I think the end of July,
Yeah,
but it was going to be NWA Power episodes will be first to air on the Roku channel. Now, I think if I'm right, it's United States, Canada. I want to say one other country like
Mexico.
Mexico. Mexico was right.
Yeah.
Will be receiving it, but once again for the United Kingdom and other international fans and viewers of the NWA, we get put to the back of the line and the back of the queue, not being able to watch Power. I dread to ask this question, Fee, but how do you feel about that?
I'm I have no words. Like I've reached out to Joe, I've reached out to Kyle, I've responded to some of the NWA posts on X, on Insta, and the same as last time, completely ignored, no response. Um, During the show last night, obviously the graphic
Hmm.
popped up to say that it was streaming. It also said it could be streamed on the RokuChannel.com without a subscription or login. I was like, oh, that's awesome. Went to log in, typed the URL in, and it came back not available in your region. So yeah, I'm pretty fucking disappointed, to be honest with you, not gonna lie.
Mm,
I'm disappointed in the lack of response.
yeah.
I'm just one person, I know that, but they all know how much we push the show. They know how much we champion it with the podcast and stuff. So it's really disappointing to not have even had a response.
And me, I mean,
So
I
yeah, I am calling you guys out for that without 100%.
yeah, I mean, I also asked the question and like you, didn't get any form of response back, which is disappointing from our perspective. I mean, again, it's VPN time by the sounds of it for us, which isn't great at all. It does make me wonder where they're going to be in terms of the power tapings by then. Is that going to be the Crockett Cup's first week where they start
I'm not sure. I'm not sure because
in July, of course?
they're taping in a couple of weeks' time, yeah.
Yeah, could be
And
the
it's the
reason why.
29th of July, it's opening, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's
yeah.
starting. So maybe that will be the beginning of the clock. I have absolutely no idea.
Could also be why the 77 announcement has been delayed somewhat.
Yeah, that's another strange one. Like I was expecting that to be kind of August time.
Mm.
And the fact that it's not been announced yet is a little bit not concerning, but I'm kind of like, well, surely that's your next big show. Surely you want to be punting tickets for that and getting a buzz about it. Maybe they've not got a venue booked yet. Maybe they've not got a date sorted. Maybe they haven't even got a city yet. I have no idea, but I'm genuinely surprised that on the 11th of June, with the anniversary show due to be around August, there's not been an ounce of chatter or communication or anything like that. Maybe they've been focusing on the Roku deal. I don't know. Yeah, I'm really surprised at that.
Yeah, me too. We'll find out what happens in due course. We'll find out more. Hopefully, we'll find out more about the Roku deal and how other fans can watch it if we, if we, if and when.
I'm trying really hard not to say too much right now because yeah,
Mm.
I'm pissed off about it.
It isn't very good.
They're making it very difficult for me to say nice things about them at the moment.
And especially after Aaron last week was very complimentary of us on social media as well. So we
Yeah,
want
and
to
we
thank
do
Aaron.
like. I mean, I love NWA, but things like that just make me think, what's the point? They don't care. And yeah, okay, we're two people. The people that watch our show are however many people they are. And I understand that they're wanting to grow on their home territory and everything. But again, they're just alienating thousands of other people.
Indeed. Indeed, they are. Well, we'll wait and see. Maybe as we get into Power now, maybe what they need is a bit of conflict resolution. Nice lead in.
I
Right.
see what you did there.
You see what I did? So it was another HR session this week to start Power, which was all about conflict revolution. Conflict revolution. And there was four lucky individuals this week that got put in towards that. It was Tiffany Nieves, it was EC3, it was Mike Mondo, and Kenzie Page. First thing first, it was Tiffany Nieves to be mean to EC3. She says
I
he's
don't think
re
she found that very difficult.
Ah, Tiffany would never find anything like that very
Mm-mm.
difficult. But he's saying that he is reinventing himself every 20 seconds. He's a wannabe Shakespeare or Ric Flair on a good day. And she did make a joke of him losing the £10 of gold. To
That was
which,
harsh.
yeah. Now EC3 had to do something nice for Tiffany Neves. That's conflict resolution, everybody. And he got a poem. Now, hopefully, I've written this all down correctly. So he said,
Okay, well, you've done better than me then.
I had to watch it back a few times. But she walks into a quiet fire, not soft but loud. The sun over the Brooklyn sky, hot like cement. Men, they call her beautiful. Woman, call her everything else. She nods, she lets it go. She has an army behind her, but she needs it not. She has a throne to sit upon, but it's only a seat. Most importantly, she has herself, and that is enough. Get it? Got it? Bueno.
And she did not like that.
She didn't like
She's
that
like,
at all.
no, don't say it.
She didn't like it at all. And she didn't like the fact that EC3 said, get it, got it, bueno, which is a signature catchphrase, as we all know. But it was now time for Mike Mondo and Kenzie Page. And the best Mondo can say is that remotely mean about her was a hair. To
To be
which
fair, that's a dangerous area to go to with a woman. I'm not going to pretend it's not.
Page, Kenzie Page, absolutely explodes that she is so embarrassed. She can't believe how she has to suffer the indignity, and everyone was asking if she was okay. Mondo was like, oh my God, I've actually upset her. But she was playing the game.
Smart cookie.
Smart cookie.
Turned it on like that.
Yeah, she certainly did, and she turned it on very, very well. Not the last we're going to see of Miss Page there on NWA
Mm-mm.
Power. More on that in a minute. But of course, it is Crockett Cup season, as we already know. We spoke about it last week. They were doing a succession of tag matches, and this week we started with the team of Birchall and Joe Ocasio against EC3 and Pretty Boy Smooth. With
With Pastor CeeLo.
I was going to
Do
say,
not forget Pastor CeeLo.
with, of course, the good Pastor Sealer, who you can watch if you go into playlist down below. I've actually got another one to announce, actually, Fee. I forgot to tell you before we come on it. Sorry. But I'll do that at the end. Anyway, one thing that I got of this is just how small everyone looks compared to Pretty Boy Smooth.
He's huge, isn't he? Like, he's a man mountain.
He towers over everybody on this. This was kind of like a big meaty men slapping meat contest. This
That just makes me laugh every time, man, but it's so true.
But it was so true, right? CeeLo was doing his best in a lot of this to be a distraction.
And he did. He did all right. I mean, he got Joe Ocasio on the apron outside. So
he played a good game. He played a good game. I like this in a lot of ways. It was slow paced, but I thought it was always going to be, given the
yeah,
thought that was in there. It was never going to be a catch as catch can classic. It was never going to be a fast paced, high flying encounter. It was a slow, methodical pace to this.
and this one was it a 20-minute time limit on this one?
Good
One of
question.
them, I can't. One of them had a time limit. I think it was this one had a 20-minute time limit, but it didn't go anywhere near close to it.
Oh no, it was way out of the 20 minutes. I mean, I do like Joe Ocasio though, and I'd like to see more of him. Of course, Birchall's great. We know that anyway, but we semi-regular see Birchall.
Was Burchill always called the Ripper, Burchill? Or is this a new gimmick, a new moniker he's got? I
Last
can't remember.
few times on Power, they called him the Ripper.
Right,
I'm
okay.
assuming that's his gimmick. And he's not a pirate, is he? So,
No, he's not a pirate, not anymore anyway.
like he's been before, so no. But we did mention the good pastor in this, and at the ending of this match, he did attempt to try and get involved again, to which Ocasio stomps his hands, makes the tag back to Burchell, but it didn't quite go to plan because he got rocked by a punch from
He
Pretty
did
Boy
indeed.
Smooth,
He did indeed.
which he used to daze him. EC3 hits that one percenter, and the job is done. Pretty Boy Smooth and EC3 politicking their way as well, by the sounds of it, to potentially get a higher seed number.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing what the rankings are when they come
Yeah,
on.
we know Knox and Murdoch now are one. We know, and we
Hmm.
know number two. That was last
It's
week,
yep.
and that
That was
the Colognes.
Loganson.
Colognes.
That's the Immortals, isn't it?
I bought the Clones one. That.
Oh, the Colognes. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, the Colognes did win that. Sorry, they got number two seed. That's right.
Indeed, 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 indeed. They didn't last long before we had a little bit of a little commercial, but there was no promos yet. But we went straight into the match that, hey, I was really looking forward to when I
Yep.
saw this posted out. It was Hunter Drake and Spencer Slade. I keep forgetting Slade's got the spectacular music uh, that he comes out to.
Yeah, we
These,
need to change that for him.
well, he needs to be out of the spectaculars to do that, though, doesn't he? And he's still technically with.
Are they even really still a thing?
I don't know.
I don't think they are. I don't
Um,
know.
Interestingly, on this one, and again, I think this is where we kind of made the point, and it was a good point, and the fact that NWA are bringing storylines into the kind of into what they do now, because it was the first time on commentary that I heard the fact that Hunter was engaged to Kenzie, which is
Hmm.
true,
Yeah.
or at least they're dating in real life. I don't know their personal situation in real life, but that was the first time that they really kind of embedded that, which was good because the last few weeks and months we've seen things play out.
Yeah, we've seen the videos and stuff and bits and pieces. And Kenzie was talking about the wedding with Kylie a
Mm.
couple of episodes ago and things. So
Good to see them carry that on.
yeah, yeah, that is the one thing they're getting right at the moment. That's for sure.
They certainly are, and to be honest, they got this one right. I mean, we wax lyrical about Slade and how good that he is because he is just a machine in that
But
ring.
you got to give it to Hunter Jake. This,
Yeah.
like, it was a really close back and forward. Like, I thought Hunter was brilliant in this match last night.
I thought he was fantastic. Both of them. I mean, I
Because
could
we
watch
we
both of them.
haven't seen a lot of Hunter Jake at all.
No,
We've seen a fair bit of Slade now, but we haven't seen a lot of Hunter, and I wasn't really sure what he was capable of.
yeah,
But he definitely held his own here.
he did. He was great as well, by the way. This match was just brilliant. I loved it. Uh, I just thought they matched so well in there. They're two well-equipped guys. The future of the NWA was in that ring on
And
Power.
it's in very safe hands if that's the case.
It was. It was indeed. This was a great match. But Kenzie appeared in
Come
this,
out to support our man.
come out to support her man. However, of course, it didn't go to plan.
Does
Um,
it ever?
no, Slade with the ankle lock in there, and of course, Hunter tapped out pretty quickly when he's in that. I mean, he was sometime during that match. I'm pretty sure he missed a quite a big move during that match. He may have tweaked the
Yeah.
ankle during it. But Kenzie afterwards was like, "What's going on? What's happened? What's tapping out? Are we expecting more from that going forward? The Kenzie Hunter Drake, do you think? Because they've started it, haven't they? And now it's continued into the action somewhat now.
I like to think so,
Mm.
but it's NWA and they go off on tangents, so who knows?
Well, let's hope it's not a good few weeks before we see it. Let's hope it's next week, maybe a promo or something like that. Which leads me on to probably one of the most bizarre promos I've come across, and that's saying something for NWA. I mean, bizarre normally fits NWA very, very well. It was a Bit Crush comic store. I think that was what it was called. Thrillbilly in the comic store.
So, little thing that you might not know, the gentleman that he was talking to is Billy Trask, who is one of the main producers of the show. So there you go.
Thank you for that information. I didn't know that, so that's interesting to hear.
The first time you really seen Billy on screen. So
Yeah, exactly that. He did notice that it was Pride Month, and I think Silas got a bit confused because he was asking where the Pride FC flag was, which was a fighting mixed martial arts promotion, if I'm
hmm
the Japanese one, if I'm
yeah.
correct. This was rather weird, though. This was like,
You wonder
um,
who writes these sometimes.
yeah. I mean, he was after. I mean, Mace Thrillbilly was after Hustler magazine or Rustler or Tussler. Or he was
A
asking.
Titty Mac, let's be honest.
Yeah, top shelf style magazine for the well, I don't know if they still do that nowadays in the
I
UK.
don't know. I've got no idea.
No, neither do I. He said he's got lewds or speed, and the cashier was like, "I don't carry that." He says he needs to reassess. Now, then he come out with one of them that he needs to reassess his position in the Southern Six. The brave man.
Interesting.
He's a brave man. This dude. He's like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing that. But before Philbitty can start to do anything like that, Mike Mondo magically appears. At this point, you're like, am I actually taken something at this point? Because it's just going crazy. Anyway, Mike Mondo, being Mike Mondo, of course, asks if there's a 24-hour gym anywhere, of
Of
course.
course,
Mondo.
because Mike Mondo needs to look like the brick shit house that he is.
And he's got a match against Max the Impaler, which I'm assuming is next week at
I
least.
hope so. That'll be fun.
Apparently that's not the case. There is no 24-hour gyms in Dothan, apparently, according
Ah,
to the cashier.
that sucks.
It goes back to Silas Mason, and that he says that you are the Southern Six. He was like, "Yeah, I am Southern Six." He was like, "No, no, you are the Southern
Mm.
Six." And it was like, okay, where's he going with this? And then there was a bit more about, they can employ the free bird rule potentially, because he was like saying at one point Kerry
Which we'd spoken about a long time ago.
which we did. Um, But then the cashier kind of made a point that maybe he's not in this like part of the suburb. He was skirting around it, wasn't he?
Ooh, yeah.
Where's this going?
Maybe. The Southern Six, remember, is not technically six people. It's only three at the moment, but maybe it's only two.
Maybe. I mean, I was sort of like watching this, thinking, what in the world is going on? I mean, we saw like they were at the bar, they were at the Six Clubhouse recently, having a little bit of a to do because they were in the Jax Dane Memorial, wasn't
Yeah.
they? And then
And then Ricky Morton's been involved with a couple of things with Kerry and just chatting about being more concerned about the people on his own side and things. So maybe there's a little bit of trouble at the mill.
trouble in Southern Six Paradise. They're certainly not hot or hot at the moment. They could be not and gone, as we say. I'm expecting more next week.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. They
We're
need to
gonna
keep this one up.
we're gonna get another HR thing next week. We're gonna maybe get a continuation of something with Kenzie and Hunter, and we're gonna get something with Thrill Billy again, I'm sure, or
I
at
hope
least
so. I just want to
another.
see him wrestle again.
It's been too long since we've seen Thrill Billy. Good few
We
weeks,
saw
and
him a couple of weeks ago, but
yeah.
that was the first time we'd seen him in ages. So,
But well, anyway, I mean, there we go. Round the territories, obviously, that was on that they always play that every week. But we get to the main event, and it's the Jax Dane Memorial Tournament final. I'd forgotten about this to a degree because it's
okay.
been a while. It's
It's
been a
been a long
while.
time. Yeah,
We've had a mint julep match in between.
we have.
I'm
I kind
still,
of want to watch that again, actually.
yeah, I'm still trying to get over that, I think, a little bit. Anyway, whoever we now know, obviously, what we do know is whoever wins the Jax Day Memorial Tournament was going to be number one contender and will take on Latimer, which we know has happened since then. And it's
hmm
not just Latimer as well, which we know since then. And before the start of that, obviously, Austin Idol was with the man they call Frank or Judias, whoever. And he was basically, you got to be an idiot to face Frank in the ring. And, he
And on
tells,
paper, you would say, yeah, absolutely.
yeah, I mean, there's a big size difference. There's a big weight difference between the two men. He did mention that as well. And he said that Frank will rip out his fangs.
Charming.
Quite a charming man. Quite the image to set up. But it leads into the main event, which was go. And I tell you what, for considering these two were totally opposites in terms of, they put on a really solid main event.
They did, and Colby did not hang about.
No, no,
He just Frank wasn't even properly in the ring yet, and Colby was like, "I'm having you."
yeah, he did, and that was great. I like this. I like Kobe getting that out there as well. Colby did get his head bounced off the timekeeper's barrier into the
Yeah, there was
turnbuckle,
a good bit of action outside the ring, that's for sure.
but I will go to what you normally say. Just as Frank swings him into the steel steps, we have the break. Or at least the announcement about Roku on the 29th of July. And the time change as well. It's not 6:05 Eastern anymore. It's 8
Oh.
Eastern. Anyway.
So it's going to be like a 1 a.m. airtime, which means I cannot stay up on a Tuesday night to
Oh,
watch
yeah,
it.
not in sport.
So it'll have to be, and that's the thing as well, actually, just sorry to touch on that.
Yeah, go on.
If it's going to be on the channel, is it one of these ones that it only airs at a certain time, or is it going to be on demand? Like, is it going to be on repeat? Is it going to be on demand? Like, can I wake up on Wednesday morning and go, right, I want to watch it now, or do I have to wait for a certain time for it to rerun? There's all of that to look at.
All sorts of things to look at. But anyway, let's get back to the action and forget about Roku for at least another month because we haven't got to worry about it just yet. They come back from the break. And again, look, this was a really good, it was a back and forth to a degree. Frank was in control from most of this.
Yeah, Colby took a bit of a kicking in this, let's be honest.
He did. And just when it looked like Frank was going to pull out the victory, he goes for his finisher. Colby reverses it into a roll up and gets the victory and will go on. So Colby Carino, Jax Dane
Congratulations,
Memorial.
Colby.
Indeed. Jax Dane Memorial winner.
What? Sorry, on you go.
And we'll go on to face Latimer at some point.
No, I was going to say, what's the deal? I don't know if I've missed it. What's the deal with Idol and the whistle?
Don't know.
Okay,
I don't know. I
fair enough.
have to ask him. I think that's all we'll have
Fair
to do.
enough.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with Austin Idol and the whistle. Maybe he's channeling his inner Bill Alfonso.
I do not know.
That could be. But look, it was bad. Well, I say bad news. It's good news for the NWA. I'm sure that
It's great news for the NWA. It's
um,
shit news for the rest of us.
shit news for the rest of us. But barring that aside, it was a good episode of Powerr
It
again.
was a solid episode. It really was. It
I
really
enjoyed it.
was.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed the fact the storylines were continuing. I enjoyed the fact that, the HR thing's hilarious as well.
There are some things they really are getting right now,
Mm,
which is great. And it is things like the little video skits and the continuity and the stories. And that is great. And I love to see it.
yeah, me too. I do like to see that.
I'm just wondering though if the whole ad break thing in the middle of matches is them figuring out what they need to do. Like, will there be ad breaks when they go to Roku?
Interesting. Yeah,
Are
could
they
be.
trying to figure out how to factor them in on a channel that does have ad breaks and how long they need to be? I have no idea. Now, I know that American TV has ads literally every 10 minutes,
Mm,
and
yes.
they need to be 90 seconds long, 180 seconds long, or whatever. So, is that what they're trying to do? Are they trying to get in at the habit of that? But still, in the middle of a frigging match, particularly when it's a championship match, or the action's really gotten just frustrating.
It is very frustrating indeed. However, that was Power wrapped up. We'll see what happens again next week. But Fee, how was you had a couple of shows the weekend just gone?
It was just no, it was a fairly quiet weekend. I just did a gala show on Saturday, sorry, Scottish weather in the summer. Wrestling in a field in Scotland in June.
Yeah, was it a fun show though?
It was a short show. It was only 3 matches. So it was 2 singles and a tag. No, it was fun. It was a good crew there actually for the day, so that was good. This weekend is manic. I have 3 shows, a triple header with W3L this
Going to say it's
weekend.
the triple header this weekend, isn't it? I
Yeah,
saw
so
the
we
advert.
are in Musselburgh on Friday for the Road to Resolution. Saturday is Resolution, I believe it's Resolution 17 at Crockett Ice Arena. I love that venue, apart from the fact it's bloody cold, but the ring is set right up in the middle of the ice rink, or where the ice would be, with the Titantron right above it. So it looks great. That's on Saturday afternoon. And then on Sunday, we are in I kept saying Dunblane and it wasn't Dunblane, or I said somebody else, but it's actually Glenn Rothis were in on Sunday. So triple header with W3L. I'm looking forward to it. There should be some good shows. We have Eugene.
Oh, brilliant.
Eugene's joining us. I'm very excited. I have not seen that man in, oh my
So
goodness, it must be close to 10 years the last time I caught up with him. So it'll be good to see him again.
it will be good to see him again. I'm sure you'll have wonders of fun. It won't be the last time I see you, though, because at the time of
Mhm.
recording tonight, we're going to sit down with the new, I'm sure this is New Mexico champion, I want to say. I want to get this right for later.
Yeah, we better double check.
I'm going to do that right now. Yeah, NWA New Mexico champion Izzy James. Now, for those of you that have seen the Brandon Beretta show, he had a few words for Izzy last week. It's a bit of a back and forth. So we're going to give Izzy a chance to come on and he can have his say as well as other things. But the one that you don't know about, because I literally was sorting it out. Next week, next Wednesday, we're going to be sitting down with the WLW, so the Harley Race promotion, women's champion will be Skylar Sparks will be joining us next week.
Ooh,
So we're going to
okay.
have a
That's a new one for me.
new one for me too. But I did speak to her briefly. I've speak to her quite a few briefly, and yeah, that should be quite
I
fun.
love these like talking territory stuff because I get introduced to loads of people that I don't know, and then it means I can go away on YouTube and watch their matches and stuff like that. So that's quite cool.
Precisely that. So we look forward to speaking to Izzy shortly. We'll look forward to speaking to Skylar next week. And listen, if there's any more that want to come on, you know where we are. We
Absolutely.
will
We
still
will
interview.
champion you and your promotion and your NWA ties and everything else.
We certainly will do indeed. Do I have anything else to announce apart from that at the minute? The new series has started and I'm going to do it. We're going to do one with you actually very soon. For those of you that have just seen the social media, will see the new one that today I asked ChatGPT to name the next 10, to predict the next 10 TNA heavyweight champions. And it was
Okay.
just done. It was just me and a PowerPoint presentation. I've done it for the NWA. I'm
Okay.
going to save it though, because obviously we're not saying we're short on time. We're fine on time, but I would rather do it when
Okay.
we don't have an interview coming up. So I've done it. So I'll be prepared to share that with you.
I'm intrigued.
Probably next week, maybe the week after. But yeah, NWA ChatGPT has predicted the next 10 NWA World Heavyweight Champions.
Okay. Interesting.
We'll see that. But Fila, it is another week. We are done. Crockett Cup is still we're still in full swing of hard times. There's part 2 this week. Probably got another three weeks or so to go for that.
Yeah,
But with that in mind, shall we come back for part 3 next week?
I think we should.
We're going to be here. We hope to see you too. Follow us at HTT Buckle on X, HTT Buckle on YouTube, Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast, and all other social media networks.
We're also on Blue Sky. We keep forgetting. I'm sorry.
Sorry, we do keep forgetting that we are on Blue Sky. I haven't posted on there in ages.
It's all right. I did last week.
Thank you. And I was going to say, and for now, everyone can still watch NWA on X. Just go to the NWA X account, and it's there. They pin the episode to the top of the page every single week, and it is there 6:05 on a Tuesday until the 28th of July.
Indeed.
With that being said, we'll be back next week. We hope to see you too. But until then, everybody, buckle down, stay safe, and goodbye.